Oh, there's
Gina,
Hi.
waiting to see if anybody else pops on. I've never had this happen before. Usually everybody's all excited to be on the first Zoom.
It's been a day with all the weather and everything.
I'm figuring that's the case. I might reschedule it because I really can't. I want to get everybody in it.
Okay,
We're gonna give them a few minutes. So how are things going?
good. I am doing my turkey burger right now.
Awesome. So I'm going to be adding you, even though we're not going to have the meeting, I guess, I'm going to add you into some groups, and the groups I'm going to add you to are the recipe group, the sample meal plan group, all the cheat sheets. And that will really help you doing your day. But I feel like maybe I should make this meeting on, I don't know why. I don't even know why there's nobody on here. It just blows my mind. Let's see. Oh, I think people are trying to get in. Hold on one second. I guess they don't realize the Zoom link meeting is the Zoom link.
I am new to Zoom, so I'm trying to figure everything out. Oh, here I am.
Exactly. Just added. All right, I'm gonna give everybody another like 3 to 4 minutes to see if anybody else pops on. I'm gonna do the meeting because there's no other time to reschedule. They can watch it on record. You took the time to come here. That's how I operate. We have this time scheduled. Oh, there we go. Kendall's on, but she's already a person that's in the thing. But... Let's see.
Oh,
Hi, Kendall. Hi, Gina. So can you believe there's 11 or 12 new people and there's one person on the Zoom that's new?
You know, Grandma took me and your mom when we were little to see them at
Kendall, are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else?
Oh no, I gotta put it on mute, sorry.
It's okay.
My husband's on his way home, so that's why he's not here.
Okay. All right, well, I was originally gonna cancel it because only Tina showed up. But I decided that Tina showed up, so we're gonna have the Macros 101 meeting and it will be recorded and I'll put it in the YouTube. And for those that didn't take the time to come watch it live, they can watch it on record. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I have been going since 3:30 this morning and I'm starving. So I'm gonna mute you all. Okay, so you guys should all be muted. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So today's meeting is Macros 101. We're gonna talk about tracking. We're gonna talk about everything that has to do with your macros. And then after this meeting, for the next 3 days, you're gonna practice logging your food. And I'm gonna post in the group who's ready for me to look at your food, and we're gonna work together to get you to hit your numbers. So first thing I wanna say is you guys have your ebook. And in the ebook, it explains what your proteins are, your carbs are, and what your fats are. You have to have all of them. When you don't have all of them, you're on a diet. And we don't do diets. Diet is a 4-letter word. Keto is a 4-letter word. If I hear it, I like jump through the screen. So I don't want anybody cutting out fats, cutting out carbs, saying that it's too much of fats, too much carbs. I'm not going to eat it all, any of those things. And it drives me crazy. So if I hear it, usually everybody cringes, and then I reach out to the person that said something and I offer them their money back. Because this is not a diet. You can have whatever you want. And by saying you're going to cut out carbs or cut out fats, you're doing yourself a disservice. So First thing is when you are logging and tracking food, you want to think of your amount of food for the day as your daily budget. Same as if you were to think of your monthly budget in your home. So let's say you have $10,000 in income coming into your house and your mortgage is $6,000. And then you have 2 car payments and you have your car insurance. Everything is paid first, right? Out of that big amount of money. And then whatever's left, you can either get your hair done or your nails done or go shopping or go out for dinner. It's the same thing with your budget for the day. So you have 1,200 calories. Nobody has 1,200 calories. I'm just using it as an example. You have 1,200 calories. Think about making the bulk of your meals from that 1,200 calories. Your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your meal 1, your meal 2, your meal 3, however you do it. If you take the bulk of your meals for your macros and fill in the blanks with snacks, that's the easiest way to hit your numbers. When you are doing proteins, people are so used to eating 4 ounces of something. I need you guys to eat 6 to 8 ounces of protein at every meal. That's how you're going to hit your proteins. I'll hear it 100 million times. I can't hit my proteins. I don't eat enough. Yeah, because you're eating like 4 ounces or 6 shrimp. You know, that's not going to cut it. You got to eat a lot. The more you eat, the more you lose. People don't believe it, but I swear it's the truth. So when I look at your numbers and I don't see you guys eating 6 to 8 ounces, that's the first thing I call out. Hey, why are you only eating a teeny little chicken breast? Why are you only eating 2 egg whites? That's not going to get you to hit your numbers. We got to bulk up those little bit of those big meals, bulk them up, and then stick in protein bars, maybe stick in a protein shake, stick in a yogurt, a cheese stick, something that will fill in the gaps after you have your big meals. So when you're planning your day, I want you guys to think of that big budget. And the night before, we all have staples that we love to eat. I want you to put those in first. If you eat the same yogurt every day, you make the same protein shake every day, whatever it is you do every day, the same oatmeal, the same cereal. If you eat Frosted Flakes, I don't care. Put it in your log the night before because that's a staple. You know you're going to have it. It's already in there. And then build around that. If you know you're going out for dinner, look on the menu, go ahead of time. Everything's listed online now. Look and see what you might eat. Add it to your app and then work around that. Same thing with alcohol or you're having dessert. If you want it, you can have it, just track it. Tina, I love it. You're drinking your water, by the way. So when you are tracking your macros, I have a bunch of rules, but one of my rules is you need to be within 10 grams over or under for your proteins and your carbs. So if I give you 120 grams of protein, you can go up to 130, you can go down to 110, but you can't go over 130 and you can't go under 110. Same thing with carbs. And then with fats, it's 4 to 6. So if I give you 50 fats and you go to 59, that's not good. We got to cut it down. If I give you 50 fats and you're at 40, that's not good. We need to eat more. You need to stay within those ranges or right at it to see changes, to see the scale move, to see your body shrink. The tighter you keep it, the faster it's going to go. So if every time you track your macros and you're 10, 10, 5, 10, 10, 6 over, that's more calories that you're adding to your day. But if you're 1, 1, 1, less calories, your weight will move faster. So you want to try to stay within the range, but as tight as you can. I give the range because in the beginning, it's hard to track macros. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But it gives you that little bit of leeway in case you did a little too much or can't get it all in. In the beginning, it's going to be way too much food. Come back to me after 1 or 2 challenges. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm hungry. Because your body gets used to that food and it wants it. When you don't eat enough and you starve your body, it holds on to your fat. When you feed your body, you're just going to see it start to fall off. And I'm not lying to you. Are you on there, Kendall?
Yes.
Kendall, what do you say to me every time you weigh in?
But
I can't believe I can lose this weight. You look really good too, by the way. Go ahead, you talk. I won't say-
Thank you. It's really cold right now, but yeah, no, that's honestly every single time I'm like, holy shit, how did that just happen? Because
It's like-
I'm used to doing the intermittent fasting, and then I teach spin and, boot camp, and I'm burning a crazy ton of calories, and then I'm starving myself. So.
And how much weight have you lost since you started?
11 pounds.
One session.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. That's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Going on 6 and a half, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, close to that. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. And she's always like, I can't believe I'm eating all this. I can't believe I get to eat all this. This is like mind blowing. And it is. It's crazy. When you guys come into the main group tomorrow, or Tina, when you come into the main meeting tomorrow night and you just hear people, it's amazing the amount of weight people lose when they get to eat what they want to eat.
And I went to Vegas and Nashville too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. She went away and still, she was like, I don't want to weigh in. No, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm like, just do it. Yeah. And you did awesome. You did awesome. So kudos to you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went over the 10-gram rule. I went over how you budget. Alcohol, usually the number one question. Look, we both have hints, by the way. They're on sale. I love the Apple one too. So when you're doing alcohol, it's its own entity. You can't scan a White Claw and take those numbers because it tells you that there's protein in White Claw, first of all, and there's not. Alcohol is not regulated per se by the FDA as far as food. So they can put whatever they want on the labels. We pull back. And if you have a White Claw and it says 110 calories, you need to decide, do you want to use carbs or fats or both? And you're going to use either 4 if you're using it for carbs as calories, or 9 if you're using fats. And there's a group that I'm going to be adding you guys to that is how to calculate alcohol. It's also in the ebook. And that's the only way you get to calculate alcohol. You take the calories, you divide it by 4 or 9, depending on if you're using carbs or fats, and then you log it as so. So let's say you have 90 calories of wine and a 90 calorie glass of wine, and you want to use it as fats. Divide it by 9, that is 10 fats out of your day for that glass of wine. If you have the glass of wine, I'm trying to make numbers easy for me. If you have a glass of wine and it's 2 glasses and it's 120 calories for the 2 glasses, but you want to use your carbs, you divide it by 4, that's 30 carbs for your 2 glasses of wine. No proteins, no fats, straight up carbs. And you would add it in MyFitnessPal, if you're using MyFitnessPal, as creating a food. And you can name it Shannon's Wine, which mine says Shannon's Wine. And then you can pull that up every time you want to use it. If you want to use it differently each time, just make a new entry. I'm just going to let somebody else in. Of course, it's somebody that's already in the program that does amazing, but we won't talk about that. Okay. When you are logging your food, it is super important to, or when you're eating your food, it's super important to have proteins and carbs together. Don't just continually eat carbs to hit your numbers, because when you eat protein with carbs, it breaks down the carbs faster and they don't sit and your body metabolizes it faster. So at any time you can eat a carb, try to pair it with the protein. You don't have to do it always. I mean, I eat rice cakes all the time. There's no protein. But if you can, that's the way to do it. It breaks it down so much faster for you. So if you're writing down rules, that's a really good rule to stand by. Protein with carbs. I'm going through my notes because I can go up on tangents all the time. If you track it, you snack it. If you bite it, you write it. There is nothing you put in your mouth that you will not put in your app. I will ask everybody at 3 p.m., are you ready for me to look at your food? If you say yes and there's nothing in there, there's nothing for me to look at. So you want to try to fill in your log as much as you can ahead of time, and then I will check it. If you log your food after you eat it, there's no turning back. You can't say to me, look at my log, but I've already had everything to eat. What should I do now? Because I'll be like, oh, there's nothing you can do. You know, you can't make yourself throw up the food. So you have to track it and then eat it and decide, is it worth it in your budget? Do you have the room for it in your budget? Can you have this in your budget? Stay away from juices. They're full of sugar. Apple juice, orange juice, grapefruit juice, pineapple juice. If you have to have it, limit yourself, because I don't like giving restrictions. And you need to make sure you track it before you have it. Start it out in the beginning of the day. Otherwise, you're going to screw yourself by the end of the day. And you're going to be like, shoot, there's nothing I can do. Same thing with having food left over. You know, you don't want it to be 9 o'clock at night and now you need to eat 74 grams of protein. What are you going to do? Have a dozen eggs at 9 o'clock at night? That would suck. I've done it, not a dozen, but I have crammed in the food, believe me. A lot. I've done it often, but I've been tracking macros for a really long time. So I've had those opportunities. And I still track every single day. And I still make sure I can eat what I'm eating every single day. Let me pull up my notes really quick. Okay. So plan ahead, number one, right? Everybody gets that, hopefully, if you're watching this on record. Bulk your main meals, 6 to 8 ounces of protein. Watch your fiber, because if you don't get enough fiber, you're going to get constipated and you're going to message me and say, I'm really bloated. What do I need to do? And I'm going to look at your fiber and it's either going to be like 50 or it's going to be like 8. And I'm going to say, you need to keep it around 18 to 25 to keep it going. Broccoli is great for fiber. Spinach is great for fiber. Things that make you gassy, unfortunately. When I first started tracking macros, I had Beano all the time. I just kept it near me, and Beano is natural and it's for a natural gas. You know, it's for vegetables. That's why it's called Beano. It really does help. Always keep healthy food in your house. If you have crap in your house, you're going to be more prone to grab it. So if you have kids, put it out of sight for you. Keep it out of sight so you don't have that temptation. I had a principal in the program and her kids loved Doritos. So she took her Doritos, put them in like one of those plastic containers like you put your Christmas ornaments in. She closed the container and told her kids to put it somewhere in the garage. They were able to get it. She had no access to it. She didn't know where it was. I do that all the time with stuff. I'm always like, hide it, just hide it so I don't see it. If I don't see it, I won't want it. And the other night, Mike was looking for like a snack or a treat. And I'm like, did you find anything? He's like, no, there's nothing here. Exactly. So then can you eat bad? No. Have a Jell-O, have a yogurt. I buy the little, 70 calorie bags of popcorn or whatever they are already made, like the Skinny Pop. Those are great. Create grab and go options. So if you watch the food video, I say, go to Publix, go to the deli section. And I always ask them, can I get 2 pounds of chicken breast? But in between every 4 ounces or 6 ounces, can you put a piece of paper? So now I don't have to measure anything. I get home, I take the little paper stacks out that she did for me in between, the meat stacks, put them in baggies, they're good to go. I do 4 ounces because I'm either gonna have a single or a double bag. So if I know I need something like filler throughout the day, like I left this morning at 3:30 in the morning and I just walked in the door, I was able to eat the turkey while I was driving around. But if I knew it was going to be a meal, I would grab 2 bags and make my meal out of it. It's 8 ounces. It's a really good trick. If you don't go to Publix, just ask wherever you go to the deli, but you can't go on a Saturday or Sunday because they'll look at you and be like, are you freaking kidding me? Do you see the line of people behind you? I'm on number 87 and it says, whatever. So you can't put them in that position. But if you do it, like, oh, I go like on a Monday morning and they always do it for me. I always bag my Cheerios, my almonds, my fruit, anything you can count makes it a lot easier, and put it in baggies and grab and go. Egg whites. When I boil my hard-boiled eggs, first thing I do is take out the yolk, give a couple to the dogs because it's good for their coat, throw it down the garbage disposal, don't even have to worry about it. Two things are good about that. Number one, if you take the bag out and eat it in public, it won't smell because you don't have any yolk. Second is you got rid of the fat and now you have all protein. And then you can spray, use like everything bagel seasoning on it, or I'll do balsamic vinaigrette reduced. Mike reduces our balsamic vinegar. So good. And those are great grab and go options. I buy yogurt. I buy cottage cheese. I buy a lot of container foods so I can put it in my cooler. So when I'm gone all day long, I could just grab it and eat it. First thing I do in the morning as I'm loading up my cooler is I go through and I just scan it all. Even if I've already ate it the day before, for me, it's just easier to rescan it, then go to the day before, copy it, paste it. It's just easier the way, just to do it from the start. Plan ahead, and you're going to start to have a lot of the same staple foods. You'll start to become a creature of habit. Use your dinners as more of the variety, if you're able to do that. The recipe group, there's a couple of girls, Gianna, Jody, I can name a couple of them that are always cooking and they're always putting recipes. They're amazing. I don't cook, so don't ever ask me, have you made this? Chances are no. There's a couple of things I make. First thing is turkey chili. I throw it in a crock pot. Sweet potato fries, I throw it in the air fryer. Turkey burgers go in the air fryer. So I call that cooking. Nobody really else calls that cooking, but that's my cooking. I bought all the ingredients to make, what's that egg roll thing? Egg roll in a bowl that everybody's making now in the group. It's sitting in my refrigerator. I don't know if I'll ever make it. I didn't realize there wasn't any eggs in it, which is so weird to me. But when I put you in the recipe group, you'll see it, Tina. It's a popular recipe. It lasts a long time, I guess. So it's great. Fruit has a lot of carbs. As you're eating it, you will start to notice it. You're going to start walking around the supermarket thinking in macros. You're going to open up your refrigerator and not think, oh, there's a bowl of cherries. You're going to think, oh, how many macros are in that? Like your whole mindset is going to change, but that's what you want because you're on this journey right now to change your lifestyle. Even if you're not with me, you want to have that same mindset, right? People have been with me for 3 years. They just love me in the app. They love the tribe, the meetings, the groups. Surprisingly, they like my style of coaching, which is very raw and unfiltered, but it works. But if you're not with me or you're on vacation, you want to have that same mindset. You are to drink half your body weight in water, and you girls, I could see you water drinking it. I do it too. I'm constantly drinking my water. And it's so important, not just for weight loss. It's great for your hair, your skin, your nails. The more dehydrated you are, the more wrinkles you're going to get. I personally get filler and Botox. And the first thing my girls says is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It will last longer. I could like pour this on me if I could. But yeah, so you want to drink a lot of fluid, especially water, Prep your meals. If you can take a day, maybe a Wednesday or a Sunday or a Saturday, whatever works for you, any day of the week, and at least prep something to help you throughout the week, it will help you for sure. As you start to do the program, you will find things. You're not going to be able to do it right away. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with meal prepping. A lot of people can't meal prep. They can't grasp it. My meal prepping is a crock pot, and then it's done and I just dish it out. A lot of people do it that way. Or Michael Cook and My Meal Prep is taking the leftovers and putting it into containers. I'm like, all right, that's lunch tomorrow. Let me log it. But yeah, you want to try to meal prep. Try not to weigh yourself every day. You will drive yourself insane. Your weight, I love that you're so animated, Kendall. Your weight will change every 24 to 48 hours, especially tracking macros. It fluctuates so much and your body eventually shrinks that the scale might not even move 1 week, but you're going to see it in pictures, which is why we take pictures every 2 weeks, which is why I post people's pictures in the group so you guys can see what's going on. Couple of things I want you guys to remember: avocado, salmon, and sea bass are all fatty, regardless. They're great aminos, they're great omegas, they're good for you per se. But if you're going to eat it, and branzino, if you're going to eat it, make sure you log it first thing. Save that fat, because chances are it's going to eat up a lot of fat. I had a girl message me today. She's like, can you look over my macros? I was like, of course. And she was over 40 fats, over by her fats 40. Like not even 40 fats. She was over her fats by 40. And first thing I did is I looked and she had bratwurst for dinner listed. It was this morning. So I reached out to her. I was like, I don't want you to take away the bratwurst. No. I said, you know, your bratwurst is eating a lot of your fats, majority of it. And that's why you're going so far over. She said, well, my husband really wants to have that for dinner. And I don't want to make this a challenge for him also. I said, then leave him in, leave your bratwurst in, but you need to pull other things out to make it work. So like we pulled out, she had like those cauliflower cracker things that are really good, but there's a lot of fat in them. We pulled that out. We pulled out some grated cheese, whatever it was. And we got her down to negative, I think 7 or 8, which at that point I was like, all right, we're good. I'm not going to get you to 6 at this point, but we had to like skim the fat, literally, no pun intended, to get her to hit her number so that she can have the normal food that she really wanted, that bratwurst, which I'm fine with. But she knew in the morning to put that in. Because what would have happened if she ate all day long, everything else? And then she said, oh, and my bratwurst for dinner. 40 extra fat grams is 360 extra calories for the day. For the day, not even for the week. So you really want to make sure you are thinking ahead of time, planning ahead of time. You pay me to be your coach. Use me to learn and get coached. Never message me and say, I'm sorry to bother you. It is never a bother. If I can't answer you, I won't. So it's never a bother. I told you guys yesterday in our welcome housekeeping meeting, you know, I go to bed at 9:30. I'm not going to reply back to you, but I will not reply to you at 4 o'clock in the morning when I just get up by them. So I will always reply to you if I'm in a meeting or with a private client or teaching a class. I can't. But as soon as I'm done, my screen time on my phone is crazy. When you get that weekly update, like I'm embarrassed because I'm literally on my phone more than anything. I want you guys to remember everything you've done until this point has either worked temporarily or it hasn't worked. And that's why you're here. And I would love to say I can guarantee you it works, but I don't live with you. I would love to say that we have the honor system, but I've come to find out that people have said, oh, I ate this and didn't log it. Well, then you're not being honest with you or me, and then I can't help you. So we really have to we all have to be honest with each other, and you have to be honest with the system, and everything you eat, put it in there. Don't say Shannon won't know, because the numbers don't lie. The pictures don't lie. And if you do this, it's science and it is guaranteed to work. There's not one person that it should not work for. I ask you super important information to calculate what your numbers are, and it works for you and only you. So Every day when you wake up, the first thing you need to think about is, what does my day look like? Am I meeting the girls for lunch? Am I doing something with so-and-so for dinner? I got a piece of plastic in my mouth. Are you doing something whatever it is? And you got to start from there. Am I having a normal day and I know everything I'm eating? Awesome. Yes, could somebody throw a wrench in the system and be like, let's go to lunch? Absolutely. And then you got to work around that. Back out some things, figure out what you're going to eat for lunch. Message me. I have one client, she literally pretty much, she lives in Bermuda, and she pretty much eats out every day for lunch and dinner. And I always say, what are the 3 things you want to eat? Name 3 things on the menu, because she sends me the menu. Because she'll always say, what can I eat? And I will say, tell me 3 things you really want on that menu, and let's work backwards. Let's see what fits in your day. Let's see if we can trim any of it that's on the menu or make any changes and go from there. And she builds her day, and she's lost weight and she looks amazing. Her inches, she's like, whoop, which is so freaking cool. That's why I love what I do. So you can go out, don't not socialize, but don't revolve socializing around food. We all do that. We sit at the table, we talk, we nosh, we eat, we drink. Don't do that. And I've talked about this in other meetings, but we're going to be talking about it in this next group as well. Any meetings that you want to watch, they're all on my YouTube. They're all labeled. So if you see MACROS101, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, those are really good meetings. They're from maybe a year or 2 ago, but nothing changes. Like, the reason why we're doing this doesn't change. How we're doing it doesn't change. There may be some information that I have not given you today that I said in a meeting previously. And you don't have to watch the meetings. I know I'm super animated, but you don't have to watch me. You could just listen. Eventually you'll picture the faces I make while I'm talking anyway. And you'll hear me. People always say, you know that thing, what would Jesus do? WWJD, whatever. They always say now it's, what would Shannon say? Because you're going to start to hear that. And that's kind of what I want. Because if you start to hear me, then you're thinking the right way. You know, oh, Shannon said maybe I should only have 10 fries instead of 27 fries. You know, all those things. And that will all come into play. So I'm going to tell you the groups that I'm going to add you guys all tonight to. Not to the ones that are already in it, but. So I'm going to add you to the important shopping group, the recipes, the amazing grocery finds, the alcohol calculations, the fast food cheat sheet, the regular cheat sheet, the sushi cheat sheets, and the sample meal plans. And those will all help you with your numbers. For the next 3 days, we are going to work really close together to start practicing logging our food. And you're going to do it continuously. As of Monday, I'm going to add you guys into the main group. Everybody got an extra 2 weeks because the new year doesn't start till January 4th. And that's going to be the official date to start for the money challenge. And it's whatever that challenge is, I'll calculate how much money came in and what the percentage is in, and we go from there. So the challenge that ends now, there's a $200 prize. So you guys have a 2 week, really a 2 week gimme per se, to really get this down pat if you're just starting, and to really bust your ass if you can keep going, that you've been doing it, because you have an extra 2 weeks that I'm giving you guys all. Merry Christmas. All right, I'm gonna let you guys all go. This will be recorded, so I'm going to put it in on the YouTube once it's done switching over. If you have any questions, message me. We have our Q&A on Saturday, and I will answer all the questions. Plus, I have a shitload of questions from previous challenges that I always pull out. So hopefully this new group of people will be more interactive and actually show up to meetings. And I'm actually gonna post a real quick video in the group, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed. You know, you pay money to be in a challenge. We carve time out of our day or night, and here we are. I have 3 people that have been doing the challenge and 1 new person. So I like to see commitment. I like to see dedication. I like to see focus and engagement. And that is how you are going to see results. I told you guys, I don't have a filter. Sorry. I've been there. I get it. I know it's hard to lose 100 freaking pounds. Kendall and I have both been there. We get it. But if you're not going to commit and get engaged and be present, it's not going to happen. All right. So ladies, have an amazing Tuesday night. Tomorrow night is a regular meeting. We're going to look at vision boards and just talk. And I will be posting this. Tina, let me know when you have everything logged and I will take a look at it for tomorrow. Ladies, have a wonderful night. Kendall, tell your husband I said hello. And reach out anytime. Bye, ladies. Remember, always be badass. Bye, everyone.